In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles. In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. Bluff City Media presents the 2 Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
Welcome to the 2 Buck Sports Show with your host, Rusty Buckets.
What up, what up, what up? What's up, everybody? Got my guy Wayno back once again as Uncle Buck is out Power Rangering all over Tippah County as they're getting power back. So we get Wayno on the other side of the globe tomorrow in the future, hanging out with us today. Somehow the math works out. I don't know. Wayno, how are you today, sir?
Man, you guys got the three-peat this week with me.
Exactly.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. As you are waking up early on a Friday morning down in Australia, any insight from the future that you can give us? Any winning lottery tickets? Do the Grizzlies turn it around? Is there anything we can look hopeful for?
Man, look, as my dog decides he's gonna just get up and play when he's been dead asleep all up to this point. Yeah, go sit down. Go sit down. Look, only insight I can give you, more of the same for these Heartbreak Pandas, as predicted. And can someone please make a trade already?
I know, right? I'm ready to give something interesting to talk about instead of, as you called them, the Heartbreak Pandas. You know, usually as we transition to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, they have a fun, upbeat, kind of high energy bumper video that I play. But that's not what we get today. It's Thursday. The Grizzlies are terrible, so we have to listen to the sad music of Therapy Thursday. No, it's just so appropriate for the debacle that we saw last night, Wayno, as the Memphis Grizzlies fell once again, this time to the Charlotte Hornets, in an utter just ass whipping. I don't know any other way to say it other than we got whipped last night.
I wish you could play that music while we talked, and because it just makes me feel like in like a psychiatrist chair. It all started when I was a kid, and I dropped my lollipop on the ground, and it was I mean, look, we have a high school mentality. We are living in the past, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We covered it not so long ago, a couple of shows back, where it's just like we are living on some like glory days, and some of these players, and it's starting to show. And I mean, I think the best way to sum it up is our boy Cam Spencer. asked about what happened after that game, like what went wrong, and he literally just said everything.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, man. Like I've had such a good feeling about my bet yesterday with Cedric 15 plus points, which he got. Jock 10 plus rebounds, didn't come close. Cam 10 plus assists, a little over halfway there. Like it was just an utter failure from the coach, the players, the water boys, Grizz, everyone. Yeah. I mean, the whole thing was just stunk last night. And we kind of knew we were hitting the buzzsaw. I mean, the Hornets have been incredibly hot, but I did not see a Musa Diabate game last night where he dominated us with 18 points and 19 rebounds, just out physical Jaren, who had 22 points in the first half and finished the night with 26 points. That's 2 points in the second half. Later, we're going to talk about Jaren more here towards the end of the show.
Let's come back to him because
we'll come back to him in a little bit. But we just got dominated from top to bottom last night.
Yeah, look, I saw this happening. I mean, I didn't see the 19 rebounds, but I definitely saw this happening because the Charlotte Hornets, I have a real soft spot for. Like, I was a big LJ fan growing up, so I've always like kept an eye on them. And over recent years, like, you know, since Jared Wallace has left the Bobcats, and you know, like they've been garbage. And the best thing they did was lick their lips when Rob Pelinka took over the Lakers and they fired Mitch Kupchak. And the GM went in because they'd had some pretty okay teams, like, you know, bottom of the, you know, fighting for the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. So not great. But when Mitch came in and took over, I was just like, oh, give them 4 years and they'll be like competitive for sure. Kupchak like just knows what he's doing. So for me, like they're like my fun NBA League Pass team, if you will. So I always just kind of keep tabs on them. Plus, we had Melo in Australia. He played for like my local team, the Illawarra Hawks. So I always kind of like, he has a lot of flaws to his game. Don't get me wrong, but he's always fun and exciting. The best thing about that kid is he's not afraid to take the big shots. But the worst part about him is he's not afraid to take the big shots. So he always kind of like some games shoot you in games, shoot you out. But his best asset is what we saw was like pushing that pace. And he's a bigger guy. He gets in the way. So we should really, I suppose, talk about the player of the game, which was big old Musa. Yeah, because he was an absolute monster for a guy who was just like, you know, only like a season or two ago fighting to make that rotation. He's always been an outstanding rebounder. Again, I'm not sitting here like I knew he was going to get 19 boards, but he's added offense to his game over the past season and a half. He's flourishing this season. I'm pretty sure he's starting now. And I don't know, man, like watching that rip away end of the fourth dunk he had where his head's at the rim. I'm sorry, man.
The whole thing, his whole game last night, just out physically, just dominating Jaren in the glass, in the paint, on both ends of the court. He just punked Jaren last night on the stage. And again, we'll talk about Jaren towards the end of the show. I just got some, I'm tired, man. I'm tired of defending Jaren. I'm tired of going to bat for him. I'm tired of, Boston tired. I'm trying to go to bat for Jaren when he goes out and does like King Meeks is saying here, how he has 22 points in the first half, 4 in the second half, and just got outplayed by Musa Diabate. Like not even a premier center, not even a big time big. Credit where credit's due. This is a fun Hornets team to watch. Like you said, they came into our house, they pushed us around, they took our lunch money, they stuffed us in a locker. And there was nothing we could. We stood there and took it on our home court to the tune of 97 points. We scored 20 points in the third quarter. Like, there's nothing inspiring about this team right now. Uncle Buck did the analysis for us. It's simple. We suck, and that's just what it is. There's no pride. There's no effort. Like, nothing from last night. T.I. said after the game, like, I don't like the energy that we played with tonight. I don't like the energy that he coached with last night. Like, it was just from anybody. Like it just, I don't know. I was apathetic a few weeks ago. I've been trying to get my energy back and kind of buying back in. But apathy is at an all-time. There was 38 people there last night because of the weather. And I think by the end of the game, there might have been 4. It was just an abysmal night for the Grizzlies.
Dude, we still have 37 games left. What do we like? What? It feels like we played that game felt like the third last game of the season on a crappy season. You know what I mean? Like that's what that game felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Let's talk about some positives from last night though, because there were a couple.
You know what the funny thing is?
Yeah.
We're still like in shot of the plane.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We still got. Yeah. I mean, we're still knocking on the door. We're not too far out of that. We'll talk about all that here in a minute. But it was a good Gigi Jackson Jr. game last night. Gigi made another strong case to be our starting 3. He had 12 points in 24 minutes, 5 of 8 from the field, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. I mean, he played pretty. He had 3 stocks last night, a steal and 2 blocks. Like it was another good Gigi game. And we've clearly bailed on this season. We've clearly punted as an organization. Let's start Gigi at the 3 and just see what happens. Like, put the athletic dude out there. He's 6'9", he's athletic. Go let him play with the starters, play starter minutes, which, I mean, hell, he played 24 minutes last night. Those are starter minutes. 1 less than John Conchar. But anyway, just let Gigi go, man. Let's start Gigi at the 3 and let's just see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, there's no good games from our team. Like, there's no player, there's no silver linings from that game. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even sure this is our worst game, to be honest with you. Like, our worst game, I feel, of the season was that Boston game, man. That was just because that game we had a few more healthy bodies. Do you know what I mean?
See, I forget about that game. I was on vacation. I was kind of like Uncle Buck. I didn't have to cover the Grizzlies at that time, and I was grateful because it was. Yeah, so I don't think about that game.
This game was particularly bad because we just didn't compete. Do you know what I mean? The Boston game was
no competitiveness.
Yeah. The Boston game, they just showed how much better they were than us. Do you know what I mean? And then we kind of just we knew it by halftime, sort of thing. This game was just like the energy. Like, I mean, you're gonna lose, go out fighting. Like,
there's no fight for this team, man. Like, and that's what's just so frustrating is there's just no fight. There's no pride. Like, these are grown men, professional basketball players that are getting stuffed in a locker by a team who has 19 wins coming into the game. Only 1 more than you coming into the game. But we just looked like if there was relegation, like in European soccer, we'd be headed to the G League based on our effort last night.
And you watch that Hornets team and they're fun. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're fun. They're fun to watch. They look like they're having fun. I mean, it helps when they're winning games too. But they look together as a unit, and we just look like a wish-wash. The second starters to our G League team. Like, it was pretty bad. My biggest problem with the team after that game was no one's pissed off we lost except for Cam Spencer. Nobody cares. No one looks like they're even remotely upset that they just got smacked bare bum in front of everyone. You know, at home. Like, I touched on it last show. It's like, where are our, sorry, Uncle Buck, nearly blasphemy, but where are our leaders? You play a game like that, your leaders should be pulling out. Look, we're having a players-only meeting because that is unacceptable. Not a single one this season. Not a single even murmur, rumor that has even happened, has even transpired. And that tells you where our team is. We have no leaders. Yeah. And our guys who are getting paid as leaders aren't those guys.
Man, Jaren was too busy shopping online for his next fashion, his next look, pregame look last night. Ja is doing whatever Ja is doing at this point. He's just irrelevant to me. KCP, nobody is stepping up and doing anything for this team. And it's just, I'm over it. We spent way too much time talking about this game than I wanted to.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I've wasted too much energy thinking about this game.
I mean, the thing is, you touched on at the start of the show, let's look at pinpoint one thing. Our best rebounder on our team was Giddy with 6. If that's not alarm bells, if that's not an effort level, I mean, Giddy is one of those players that, is so frustrating because he's just going to go on there and do his thing and he's going to surprise you, but you can't expect too much of him. So that's the player Giddy is.
Yeah.
So what the hell was everyone else doing?
Yeah, man. I'm apathetic. We shot 46% from the field, 35 from three, 75% from the free throw line. It doesn't matter. What we did get yesterday, though, is we got a release that Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. We're going to go practice with the hustle in the G League. And this has been a thing that the Grizzlies have done with guys coming back from injury. They did it with Zach Edey last year, so he was kind of ramping up a little bit. They've done it with Gigi. So it looks like we're getting closer to a return of two of our point guards, which will be nice to have back. So Cam Spencer doesn't have to log as many point guard minutes. Vince won't have to log as many point guard minutes. It'll be nice to see what Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. can do to this team. Maybe they can inject some life, especially Ty Jerome's shooting ability. And we all know what Scottie Pippen Jr. is. He's a playmaker. He was a playmaker in that Thunder series in the playoffs last year. And if nothing else, to me, what I've seen is Scottie Pippen Jr. will go out there and play hard.
Well, I think one of the best qualities of Pip is his defensive ability. Mm-hmm. And again, like we have no defense right now. So having a point guard who plays D will go a long way. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but adding those two players back into the fold puts guys back into natural positions. I mean, I want to say regular rotations, but that is what that is. But I think you're exactly right, because it's that thing with Cam, like he's so close, but he's not quite there yet, because it's like, do you take his shooting or do you take his assists? Because he's shown he can do either or, but not both at the same time. And that's not a knock on him, because he's still a development. Like, yes, he's made like leaps and bounds this season. Yeah. But he's not quite there yet either. Do you know what I mean? Like so I'm looking forward to those guys getting back. My only question mark is why put him in the G League? You want to put him in the G League, just put him with the starters now. Like, I'm
not going to lose too much sweat over that or sleep over that, just because like it's been our MO. We started it last year. It is what it is. Get them some run. That's fine. Whatever. This team, they probably stand less of a chance getting hurt with the G League, because at least the hustle team tries. At least they play hard. The Grizzlies do not. They did not last night. And so maybe they'll change that. Maybe Ty Jerome can create some floor spacing. Maybe Scottie Pippen Jr. can come in and be that leader that we're looking for. I don't know. We talk about the Grizzlies every day. I'm trying to find some little positive nuggets to put in here. But like on the heels of a Charlotte Hornets beatdown like we saw last night, it is quite difficult to put any kind of a positive spin on the Memphis Grizzlies right now as we try and talk about them.
Yeah, the positive is it looks like we've got a little bit of health coming back. I just hope it doesn't mean another two guys out.
Yeah, I mean,
because that's been the MO. That's been the MO this season. It's like one guy back, two guys out. Like, what? Yeah. Wait a minute. So we just need some like warm bodies and guys who want to be on the court.
That's it. Usually at the end of the week on Thursdays, we update the Grizzlies future odds by our partner, FanDuel. The Memphis Grizzlies, or the FanDuel is the official odds provider of Bluff City Media and its family of networks. And they have got some updated odds on the Memphis Grizzlies win. Our actual win total went up. We were 31.5 when we did this at the end of last week. We're now at 32.5. That's new. But we're favorited at minus 142 to go under. Like, the odds are better that we're going to go under 32.5, minus 142 to hit the over, it'll be plus 116. And then to make the play-in, again, just a few short weeks ago, we were the odds-on favorite, minus 140. We have fallen all the way down to plus 700 to make the play-in. As the great Michael Scott once said, my, how the turntables.
Nothing like a good Office reference.
Always, man. I can always sprinkle one in there. But the future is bleak for the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, we're getting some health back, which would be helpful. Getting some dudes back. We'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath, but we'll see what comes out on the other side. Speaking of the other side, we're going to go ahead and get our commercial out of the way. We've got a lot to talk about on the back half of this. I'm done talking about the abysmal game last night, some of our unluckiness. On the other side of this quick commercial break, we're going to talk about some of the games coming up tonight in our Bucks Best Bet segment. And then we're going to wrap up the show. We're 1 week out, from the NBA trade deadline. 1 week out. I want to talk through what kind of position Memphis is in, and if you think we're going to be buyers, sellers, or what we're going to do with the deadline. So y'all stick around after this quick commercial break, and we'll deep dive on the Memphis Grizzlies heading in.
In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. Memphis, it's going down. This Friday, January 30th, the Grizzlies go to war with New Orleans, and the city's watching together at Grind City Brewing. Big screens, cold beer, loud fans, real Memphis energy. Pull up for the Bluff City Media Watch Party at Grind City Brewing, where the beer is cold and the vibes are undefeated. Don't watch alone, watch it with the city.
Do y'all think Penny focuses too much on reclamation projects out of the portal instead of actual talent?
He certainly did this season, because in the past, Memphis has tried maybe one or two reclamation projects a year. Like Dane Danger, for example, was obviously a reclamation project, but that was really the only reclamation project that he was really going for there.
You can go down this roster and name a lot of dudes who Penny recruited thinking that he can help them get better and kind of revive their collegiate career.
The key to making reclamation projects work is surrounding that player with guys who do not have to be reclamated.
Yes.
TJ Haggerty did not have to be reclamated. Tyrese Hunter did not have to be reclamated. Colby Rogers didn't have to be reclamated. Nick Jourdain didn't have to be reclamated. He was who he was already. If you surround reclamation projects with guys who don't have to be reclamated, it gives you a much better, chance of success with that reclamation project.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles.
Welcome back to the Two Bucks Sports Show. I am Rusty Buckins. This is my guy Wayno filling in for Uncle Buck, and we are proudly presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Wayno, speaking of FanDuel Sportsbook, on our Bucks best bet for tonight, I got a couple of games for you to talk about. I am pretty bullish on my little parlay here. It's a 4-game parlay. It didn't work out well yet for me yesterday, but I feel better about tonight.
You guys almost had me convinced yesterday to place with that, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Glad you didn't, because I was just giving away money to FanDuel. So tonight I got the Bucks -2.5 over the Wizards. I got the Rockets -3.5, bouncing back after a couple losses against the Hawks. The Bulls +1.5 over the Heat, and the Hornets, who just beat us to sleep last night, over the Dallas Mavericks at -4.5 for +13.07 over on FanDuel. You bet $5 turns into $70.37. Any of these games you worried about, or you think this is a pretty good little bet for me?
No, the only one I would change is that first one. I don't think Bucks are beating the Wizards. You got to remember, no Giannis, and I put a lot of stock in when your superstars on the trading block, and kind of said that he wants out, what that does to a team and team morale. And you know what's not a good look? You lose a game and you lose by like substantial amount, and then you kind of second best players on his social media bragging about his stats. So Miles Turner, I'm like, you know, I do kind of like his game, but I thought that was a bit rich the other day, like posting his stat line, a loss.
His PR is not really good right now because like he's not been doing super well lately. You know, Miles Turner with the knock kind of towards the Pacers about closing the book, about all these different things. I don't love the Miles Turner ride we're on right now. And none of that, but your team stinks. Like bragging your stats all you want, but you suck, brother.
And he went from like a system that fit his game to Doc Rivers. So
yeah,
that is what it is.
It is what it is. Shout out to my guy Andre, who's working today at Encompass. Appreciate you hopping in here. We got Uncle Buck, King, Meeks, Edward, all the usuals in the chat. If you're over on X watching this, hop over to YouTube. Come commiserate with us. Misery loves company. We're talking about the miserable Memphis Grizzlies over here. So come hang with us and then make your bets over on FanDuel for our Bucks best bet of the day. Wait, no, we are 1 week out from the Memphis Grizzlies, or from the NBA trade deadline. And I saw just a little while ago on Bleacher Report a trade involving our own Jaren Jackson Jr. So I've got got some thoughts I want to get off my chest before we get deep into this segment.
Okay.
I have stand for Jaren so hard.
If you came out and told me you had a Jaren tattoo, it wouldn't surprise me. That's how much you like back your guy. So
he's my favorite player in the NBA. Yeah, he's my favorite player in the NBA. Has been for a long time. Like a true walking unicorn. I'm out on Jaren Jackson Jr., man. I'm just out, man. I have done everything I can do for this dude. I have fought for Jaren. I have stood up for him. I've been in the trenches for him. And how do I get thanked? 22 in the first half, 4 in the second. 20 in the first half, 5 in the second. And to get physically dominated by Moussa Diabate, like, there's nothing that you can't come back from that. As a former DPOI, as a former all-defensive team, fringe all-NBA player, there's no shade to Diabate, but Jaren Jackson Jr. has no business getting bodied by a dude like that. And I have fought the good fight. I have ran my race with endurance, but I think it's time to hit reset and let's build around Sed and Edie and Gigi.
Yeah, look, when you throw out accolades about players, there's one thing I've kept in my back of my head the whole time when I approach this sort of stuff. It was my sort of hesitation with Marcus Smart as well. You're only as good as your last season, really.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you know, to touch on like this glory days theme I've been sort of putting out there recently, it does feel a bit that way. And like, I feel a little bit bad for Jaren this season because like since he was drafted to the Grizzlies, I feel like he has developed and he has improved his game. And, you know, there's no denying that. But that evolution has kind of stopped, or, you know, I don't know if it's peaked or we just kind of seen the limitations of Jaren Jackson Jr.
I think we found the ceiling.
Yeah, you know, and, you know, that's fine. You know, I think if anything, it's shown that, you know, he can't be a number one option because there is something to, like, if you were to look at his stat line, yesterday's game, you look at it and you go, played a good game. You know, everyone else is pretty trash, but Jaren played pretty well. So, like, he can fill up the stat sheet like a unicorn in many different ways. Obviously, the glaring one for his size and his length, what he offers, is the rebounding. There's no denying that. Like,
sure.
But you know, I'm sure you're going to get into it as well. Like the inability to take over.
That's it, man. That's kind of where I'm at. Like he was far and away the most talented basketball player on the court last night, I think. But he wasn't the best player on the court last night. Never is. Like he is the most talented player that when he steps on the court. We've seen it. We've seen flashes of it. And that's what's so frustrating about this is that he'll give us a little flash and then he'll go back in his shell. He'll give us a little flash and go back in his shell. And I'm over it. I think Cohen's got a great point here that we need to sell him while his value is somewhat high. I will say, like, here in the Memphis Grizzlies fan base, we have a much lower opinion of Jaren than the vast majority of the NBA. He will land on a contending team because he would make a contending team better because he is a good basketball player. He's just not consistent enough for me from a playing standpoint. Now, availability, absolutely. Super consistent, plays all the time. But his play has been so inconsistently like hot and cold in like first half compared to second half that to me, Wayno, it's hard to build around a guy like that or have him be a cornerstone to a new rebuild of a roster when the guy, he's just a loser. Like, I don't mean that in like as a human, but as a basketball player, he's a loser.
I mean, and I think what magnifies it even more is the contract and the size of the contract. Now, I'm not disappointed we re-signed him, to that deal because if you got to move a guy, like you need the money to move money.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So there's that.
And you earn a contract. He had earned that contract.
Yeah.
He has not played up to it after getting it, though.
Yeah. Like for me, like I've said countless times, my biggest disappointments this year are not the system. The coach is right up there right now, though. Like I've definitely swung back a line with everyone. But my biggest disappointments is our leaders or lack of leaders because Jaren at the start of the year, like I thought it was a bit rich for him saying that. Anyway, he wanted to play 82 games. He's done anything but, and like even got himself, suspended a game. So like definitely didn't help his cause. Then we've got Jaren, who was like, I watched all his interviews leading up to this season. All his interviews were about him taking that next step. He's ready to take that next step. Mate, not only did you go back to 2 steps, you took a hop, skip, and a jump to do it. Like, so, I mean, it's the frustrating thing of it. Like, you think you see a unicorn off in the distance, you get up close, you realize it's another donkey.
Well, to phrase it better, you see a unicorn in the distance, you get up to it, realize it's just an ass.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck put it perfectly here. Nice. He doesn't play all the time. Yes, he's on the court all the time, but he only plays sometime. He is a part-time hooper. And he plays losing basketball. Now, I did see on Bleacher Report a trade for Jaren. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of it. So on Bleacher Report came out this morning, January 29th, this morning, that the Memphis Grizzlies would send out Jaren and Scottie Pippen Jr. To the Portland Trailblazers, and in return, we would get back Jeremy Grant, Scoot Henderson, a 28, a 29, and a 2030 first-round pick swap via Milwaukee. So they're Milwaukee's picks that they sent over to Portland that we would then get back. So we send out Jaren and SPJ, and we get back Jeremy Grant, Scoot, and 3 first-round pick swaps. Off the top, what do you think?
I think there is the potential to get a bit more, maybe get a better deal from another team, but I actually don't hate
Detroit.
this. I would probably, as of right now, after that Hornets game, I would do this in a heartbeat. My only thing is it doesn't address our rebounding. I have a real soft spot for Scoot. I really like his game, and he's one of those players that didn't come out the bat blazing. I suppose didn't match the hype coming in. I suppose
was that pun intended or no?
Oh, didn't even mean that. How's that? So I like him, and before his injury, he was for me. He was like a guy I was really keeping my eye on, and he was starting to trend upward. So I'd probably do this trade. The picks, I mean, we could do wonders with those picks as well. My other thing is too, if we're talking about rebuild and moving on from, our glory days of Jaren Jackson Jr. and Ja, I like this because I suppose my angle is you don't trade the player for the same position, So I'm not trading, if I'm replacing Ja, I'm not using Ja to replace the point guard position. Do you know what I mean? Because you're not going to get the value. No team really wants to give up that piece, admitting that, they had the wrong guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I like this angle. It offers a lot. Your thoughts on Jeremy Grant, though?
Yeah, I pulled up his basketball reference because I want to see how many games Jeremy Grant plays, because Jeremy Grant is another guy who, in theory, is a good player, has shown flashes of being a good player. But since starting with the 2021-22 season, he has played 47 games, 63 games, 54 games, 47 games, and 32 so far out of the 42, 44 games they played so far this year. So there is a track record of him not playing a lot of basketball games. He's played over 60 games, 5 times in his career. So 5 times since 2017. And he just, to me, the juice is not worth the squeeze there. We're an often injured team. Why are we going to trade a pillar of stability, a guy who at least plays, for a guy who never plays? Like he's always hurt. He's had injury concerns. Again, not a great rebounder. Doesn't do a single thing super well anymore. He's a career 36% three-point shooter. He's 44% from the field.
Pretty solid, though. I feel like yeah, I can see the injury concern. I mean, look, the last thing I want to do is add another injury-prone guy to this roster. So maybe you get a third team involved to kind of.
Yeah, I don't. Scoot, I'm fine with. I like the upside of Scoot. Cohen asked the question here: would you rather get a solidified player that is solid or a young player that has potential and a lot of upside? For me, I'm going for upside. That's why I like Scoot in this trade. Is appealing to me because I don't know that he's gotten the right shake in Portland enough to be able to get his feet underneath him. Maybe he has, but I would like to get some guys with upside. And I think that's what we're going to do. We are tied. There are 3 teams in the NBA currently that have had one player, that has one player on their roster that is acquired via trade. Detroit, Oklahoma City, 4. Detroit, Oklahoma City, Philadelphia, and the Grizzlies are the only 4 teams with one player acquired via trade. So this doesn't feel like what Memphis is going to do. We've only got KCP is the only one we've traded for. This feels like a trade deadline that's right around the corner where we are going to be sellers. We're not going to be buyers. I know on some of the other shows on our network is saying that some of those guys are kind of anticipating us being buyers and making a big move, and I hope so. I'd love to see that. But when Zach Kleiman has been linked to big trades during the season, Kevin Durant, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jimmy Butler, but he clearly draws the line in the sand that he won't cross over. So I think we're going to be sellers. I think we're going to be repositioning to move back, move off of bad money and expiring deals to where we'll do most of our maneuvers like we typically do in the summer leading up to the draft.
Yeah, look, I'll just say this, and this is not a defense to Zach Kleiman because I think he does some things really well and some things he's kind of missed on. Been a Grizzlies fan for a while now. To be honest, I'm glad we're in those conversations for those Jimmy Butlers and Kevin Durants. Yes, we haven't sealed the deal on them, but sometimes that happens with the small market. Do you know what I mean? So the turn is that it only takes one of those deals to hit. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? It only takes one of those deals to hit to get a yes, let's do this. And I feel like more so now than previous seasons, we have enough built up assets and talent to make a move go through at least. Yeah, look, the deal, like I said, getting back to that, I feel like we can probably get better. That's my gut reaction. But yeah, like I said, also, I have a real soft spot for Scoot. So he intrigues me on this team and moving off Ja Morant.
Yeah. And so he's got some upside. The hamstrings kind of slowed him down a little bit. He's in his 3rd season, but he's averaging 12 and a half and 5.7. He's showing growth. He's getting better. Something we can't say about Ja Morant is Scoot's game is evolving and getting better. And so, Scoot for me is not the issue of the trade. I don't love Jeremy Grant. Maybe we could, like you said, a 3rd team to move Jeremy Grant and get in a couple more picks. Then I'd be okay with that. But I would rather go get somebody. Cohen brings up another one. I did see a trade, a mock trade with Atlanta where we shipped Jaren to Atlanta and we got back Ricochet and a few picks and some stuff. I don't hate that one either because there's some upside for those guys. But it's pretty clear that we're valuing assets because if you look over on Fanspo, if you look at what all we own as far as picks coming up, in 2026, we have our own first round. We have the pick swap with we have the the Magic pick, and then we have that Suns pick. If it's top 15, outside of the top 15, it goes to the Hornets or the Wizards, one of the two. I can't remember exactly. But we have our own. We also have a second-round pick in 2026. We own our own first-round draft pick in 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, all the way out to 2032. We have our own first-round draft pick. Not a lot of teams can say that. I think we can leverage some of that if we want to, but it's pretty clear that we also value getting picks back, as we have 2 extra second-round picks next year, along with, again, the Suns pick and the Magic pick next year, should they fall into our favor. And so I think that we could potentially draft quite a haul this year and try and rebuild through the draft, which has been Zach Kleiman's MO.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, and that's why I'm holding my breath for this trade deadline, because that's going to be the definitive. You'll know your answer of like where we're headed. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you've just outlaid the perfect argument for we have enough to pull off a big move. Do you know, we have more than enough. I mean, if we really wanted to go out and get Giannis, like, we'd make a pretty compelling case. We're pretty cool. Like, they want young players and picks. We got more than enough. I think we got probably more than a lot of other teams in the league to do it. That being said, and this is why I'm kind of like on the fence about, like, you know, do we really need a solidified player if we're moving towards a youth movement? Do you know what I mean? Because that kind of goes out the window if you don't have Jaren Jackson Jr. or a Jar. So for me, like, it's kind of like a wait and see, like, because I think that'll be, if you're on the side of we're tanking this season, then I mean,
it looks like we are.
I mean, it does, right? So, but if there's a saving grace of, you know, pulling this thing back together and recommitting to Jar and investing in Jaren again, like this, I feel like this trade deadline will reflect that anyway. But
yeah, for sure. I mean, for sure. And so I'm here to tell you we're going to be sellers. I really think we're going to be sellers. There is a way to get Giannis, Carter 901, and as Wayno just talked about, ESPN's Bobby Marks put out an article that we are a dark horse for Giannis simply because of the young talent and potential upside that we have. Let me see. I had that on my phone. But we could go send, like you said, enough young talent, enough young picks that we could actually go make a splash and get Milwaukee what they're looking for Giannis. Everybody talks about, you know, Oklahoma City could push the red button and go get Giannis. I just read off all the picks that we have of our own, all the extra picks coming in. We could get, and we have salaries. Huh?
I was just going to say, who other than OKC could really match that in the league?
No, and nobody, really. Because they, like, ESPN is trying to hype up, like, the offer that Golden State's putting out there just because they want Giannis to go to Golden State.
They're offering players.
They're offering Jimmy Butler, who's got a broke ACL, Jonathan Kuminga, who's a role-playing wing, pods, and then like a couple picks. Whereas we could empty the war chest and go get Giannis with all these picks that we have. You could also make the math work. Like, if you want to pair Giannis with Ja and Jaren, let's just say we keep them, and I'm not saying that we would, and I don't think that we would be able to, but KCP, Santi, and BC, those 3 salaries make the math work to go get Giannis. Now, we'd have to do some other things, move some things around, but we could make it work because we have 6 tradable first-round picks, including a 2030 unprotected pick from Orlando that we could send out for Giannis. So 6 first-round picks, if that's the asking price, we're right in the thick of it.
Hey, just quickly, if you're Zach Kleiman, you got one more year on your contract after this one. Why not just swing for the fences?
That's what I'm saying.
Why not
call
just
Milwaukee and say, how many picks will it
if I'm going out in Memphis, they're going to boot me. I'm going all in. I'm trading for Giannis, even if it's just for one season. Like, I'm just going to build around him. I'm throwing all my assets out the window. I'm all in. I'm going to match him with Ja. I'm going to match him with Jaren Jackson Jr. The best thing is Memphis becomes his team, and we have a real leader on the squad finally.
Yeah,
and everyone answers to Giannis. So, like, if I'm Zach Kleiman, it's a bit of a fight or flight situation. It's like, I don't know when my contract's going to be up. So if I'm really on the out, man, I'm swinging for the fences. I'm going for the Hail Mary.
I mean, that's it, because then Jaren could truly be the third option. Ja might actually play, even though he'll get hurt all the time. And then you have a true 3-headed monster, and you could throw all those picks out to go win a title, and everybody would love you forever.
Yep.
It's just not going to happen. Listen,
Look,
it would take Jaren. It would take all and Kleiman's not going to give up 6 first-round draft picks for Giannis. But if he said, if his agent reached out and said, hey, he's interested in Memphis, you give them every damn pick it takes.
I mean, but look, they're probably going to do right by him. Do you know what I mean? But if you're the Bucks GM and you're moving off him and you want to bring in the best package for the future, it's pretty hard to argue.
It was Memphis or OKC.
I'm not saying you have to give up all 6 of those picks, but if you gave up 4 and,
let's say you gave up 4 and you gave them Jaren, Santi, and even Gigi.
Dude, I give him Gigi. I give him Cam Spencer, as much as that would kill me. I would you're throwing a deal at them that they can't say no to. You're giving them the Bane deal.
That's it. Exactly. And for Giannis, you do it in a freaking heartbeat. Especially because Carter 901 here is asking, we currently have the 7th best odds on Tankathon for the first overall pick. We're sitting 7th right now. Give them that pick. It's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Give them that pick. I would empty the war chest for a chance to have Giannis in Memphis, because Giannis is truly a franchise-changing type player for us. Like you said, he plays defense. He's a leader. He gives effort. He plays hard. He's a guy that you can build around. He's a dude that will show up 99 out and play, and that is a franchise-altering guy.
He makes his teammates answer for their, lack of effort. We've seen it recently. Do you know what I mean? So I think, if you're
Carter 901's owner here. Listen, if nothing else, we deserve this.
A season of the Greek Freak in Memphis would be amazing. We deplete it, but man, you can fill out the roster. You can fill our roster around those 3 dudes.
We deserve it. We absolutely deserve it. After what we've been through for the last 3 seasons. We got to have the Greek Freak and the Aussie Assassin is what we got to have on this team. We'll be a true international brand is what it'll be. But we deserve it as fans to have Giannis on this basketball team, at least for a year, with what all we've been through for the last several. I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask.
Because it'd be amazing. We have that amazing season of those guys. And then after that, when Giannis goes, it's officially rebuild time.
Yeah. Have fun for 1 year.
You gave it all. You gave it your all. As a GM, you gave it your all. Giannis is not sticking around in Memphis. That's fine. We're rebuild time now.
Well, the problem is then you've given all your picks for Giannis. You ain't got nothing to rebuild with.
you still got guys you can.
No. It would still be worth it to have Giannis for a season or 2.
A season, man.
And who knows? Giannis strikes me as the kind of guy Brooklyn's not really on his radar anymore. He kind of wants a small market is what his agent's kind of putting out there, a home kind of feel. I mean, there's not a better place for that than Memphis, man.
I want to know what the flights are from Memphis to Athens.
I'm looking that up right now.
I want to know how close is it? Because that's going to be, that could be a real sell point. Look, hey, you want to tuck home, see the wife and kids?
I mean, you can fly starting at $497, starting for under $500. You can fly from Memphis to Athens.
All right, I don't think money's the issue. What's the flight time?
13 and a half hours.
That's not bad.
It's not awful. So if he left today for $540, and not that he's going to be flying commercial anyway, but for $540, if he left today at 1:27 p.m., he would be in Athens, Greece at 9:55 a.m. tomorrow.
I can't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about their monopoly money for?
Maybe he's a conservative kind of guy. Maybe he's like Steven Adams, who lives in a single 1-bedroom apartment with minimal stuff. Maybe he's trying to be good with his money, Wayno.
Maybe. Who am I to judge? Huh?
I mean, come on. You don't know how this man spends his money. He may not spend it on anything.
Mate, I'd kill for some legit monopoly money right now. Okay.
Golly. And just for the record, he does have a player option. What if he got to Memphis and he loved it? He opted in for a second year. Now that's a $62.8 million option, but maybe he opted in for that. And we got 2 years out of Giannis.
Yeah. Hey, look, who knows?
Again,
I would trade tinfoil hats again. Maybe we should have busted them out for this part. I don't know.
Buddy, I would trade the Bass Pro Shops, all of the barbecue in Memphis. There's not if Giannis's agent or Milwaukee called Memphis and said he wants to come to Memphis, there's nothing I wouldn't trade.
No. Don't ask him if he wants to go.
Make him say no.
I'd just be like, we're traded you to Memphis. They've offered us this deal. Like, unless you can convince another team to give us better than that, that's where you're going. Sorry, bud. Thanks for the chip. See ya.
See ya. Go give Memphis one now. I'm hyping myself up, and it's not going to happen. We'll never get Giannis here.
You know what the funny thing is? I just want to say that, like, when I watch NBA games, you know, when I watch Memphis games, I tend to watch the other team commentary. Mm-hmm. I know we have a great commentary. I do often still, you know, tune into to the boys, but like even like the Charlotte team, right? Like you watch post-game shows with Charlotte and stuff like that. Like they pull apart Melo. Do you know, they absolutely pull them apart. So that whole thing of like Jaren, like you mentioned before, where it's like, you know, the way other teams look at him is a lot different to ours. It's exactly the same for every other fan base out there. For sure. Like they're all doing the same thing. Do you know what I mean? So don't think that it is just like our team's bad and our players are that, you know, that far down the ladder, because they all do the same thing. They're all looking at their own players. I watched it many Atlanta Hawks before the trade. I mean, they just were like, we play so much better without him, you know. The idea of them actually moving off to a lot of them was just like, no. And so it's just kind of funny. Well,
here we are. I made it to January 29th, 2020. My favorite basketball player, and okay with him being traded. Now, 100% okay. Like, if he's traded for Giannis, no problem. But, like, there's a package out there now that I would strongly listen to for Jaren, and I have not been on that side yet.
Yeah, look, but you'll look back on Jaren years and even Jar years, and you'll appreciate what they did. Do you know what I mean? And you'll appreciate later like the player they were, and it'll just be one of those things you go, man, Jaren was so good. He just couldn't figure out the fourth, and he just couldn't be that guy. Like, it kind of sucks, but you know, you move on.
I don't hate Jaren. I'm not like mad at him, not like, you know, whatever, but just like I'm just tired of watching him play losing basketball. And
look, he will be like, I think someone mentioned in the comments, it's like he'll be a good third option on a contending team.
I think the one that makes the most sense is Detroit, because I know they're shopping Ivy, they're shopping a couple of their guys. Like, if we could get Beef Stew, Ivy, and you know, a couple of picks out of them,
you won't get Beef Stew. I guarantee you won't get him. Not even for Jaren. He's too much in the culture now.
The culture guy, yeah.
And he's
Ivy. Who was the other one that? It was the one I saw the other day. Had Jaden Ivey and Tobias Harris, and then like 3 picks for Jaren. I would entertain that.
Well, the recent one I saw was the Charlotte one. Actually, I thought that was pretty interesting.
What was the?
I can't remember that. I'll send it. I'll find it later. I'll send it to you. But yeah, they had Jaren to Charlotte, and I was like, that's quite interesting. Doesn't need to be the number one. They're still a young enough team as well, but who knows?
Tobias Harris is whatever, but Jaden Ivey from Detroit, big bruising, aggressive guard, strong. Like, he's averaging 15 and 1 right now, but he's behind Cade. He's not getting a ton of run. Like, I'd hear it out. But that's going to do it for our Thursday edition of the $2 Sports Show for Wayno. Thanks again for being here with me today. You know, if you're not too tired, I'll probably have you back tomorrow as we start to preview the Pelicans game, the Timberwolves game. We got a back-to-back this weekend, one in New Orleans, one at home. I'll be at the one Saturday night because I'm a glutton for punishment. It's one of my tickets. I don't know why it is. One of my season tickets, so I'll be there. Go Grizz. But in the meantime, y'all stay safe if you're in Memphis. The roads are still really slick. I know it's warming up out there, but I was driving around a bit this morning. They're still super slick. Ice, ruts everywhere, so y'all be careful. Go be a friend to somebody who needs a friend, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.